What time were you most surprised by the pitch where you thought, okay, this is horrible, you're going to lose your house, but then it ended up being a success and there was demand for that?
Base pause. I think it was 2020 or 2019. Anna Skaya walks out, says, I have a cat DNA testing kit for $29. And I looked at her and said, I can buy a new cat for $5. Why would I spend $29 on a DNA testing kit? What a stupid idea this is. She was so compelling. Nobody gave her a dime, except at the end of her pitch. I just thought, wow, this woman just does not stop. She is vicious. She is so focused on this idea that she can help cats live longer and that people care enough about their cats that they'll give them $29. I said, okay, I can't take it anymore. I'll give you the 250,000, whatever it was I gave her. And
You
I
can't
said,
help it anymore? That was
I
it?
couldn't take it. I mean, she was not going to leave.
250 grand just to stop
She was
talking.
not going to leave without a deal. And so I caved.
Yeah.
That was it was the highest IRR return in Shark Tank history. A matter of months later, she sold it to a giant pharmaceutical, not because of the kits, because of the data.
Right.
She had the cat DNA data by the hundreds of thousands. And I thought to myself, wow, even though you think you know, you don't know. That's why you got to invest in a whole bunch of deals, because it's the ones that you think are going to be great that end up being turds. And the ones that are just insane, like Base Pause. What about Wicked Good Cupcakes? What a monster hit that was. Cupcakes in a jar, nobody would give them a dime. Tracy and Danny, it was 12 years ago. It was the same situation. They were so compelling with their whole pitch and their story. I thought, okay, they're just so good at telling it. Maybe someone else will like it too. Sold to Hickory Farms. Huge hit. Huge hit. Imagine putting a cupcake in a mason jar, shipping costs go up by 3 times. But that's not what their story was. It was gifting. And it was really, really, so I've learned that you just don't know, and you've got to cut a lot of slack in these deals. Who knows what last year's crop's going to do in 4 years from now? Who knows what I'm going to see next week when we start again? That's why I have a lot of latitude. And I don't even have to like you. I just want to figure out, can you execute? Like Anna in Base Pause, she was a ferocious beast. Her past record of execution skills was insane. She just never fails. That's the other thing. 75% of the deals for me in 15 years have been the ones that were successful, run by women.
What's different about them that makes them more focused on profit or better business?
Well, we actually studied this. We went back and looked at 7 years of data, trying to figure this out. And what we learned was that, there's something to this adage, you want something done, give it to a busy mother, because they juggle a lot of things in a small startup company. But the real secret sauce was in setting goals, growth goals that were attainable. So their average growth rate was only 17% versus the men in our portfolio, 30%. But they only hit their targets 65% of the time, and women hit them 95% of the time. And I thought, why does that even matter in manifesting itself for a better cash outcome? And the answer is nobody wanted to quit the New England Patriots when Brady was the quarterback because they had a chance of getting a ring, a quarterback that just delivered the, championship year after year at the Super Bowl. They win Super Bowls. So women entrepreneurs that set goals that everybody achieves, the culture gets very sticky and there's no attrition. Nobody quits. And a small business, when you lose the head of sales, the head of accounting, head of logistics, very disruptive. That's sort of what the secret sauce was. So now we really reduce our growth targets to make sure we can achieve them. That's what matters.
How often is it during a Shark Tank pitch that it's not the product or service at all and everything the person's personality that completely ruins it?
Everyone, every time. The reason you don't get a deal is not your product 90% of the time. It's you. You suck. You suck. You can't communicate. You have a personality nobody wants to work with. It doesn't look like you can take the idea and execute it. I don't have to like you, but I have to believe you can execute. And the more you peel the onion, you start to realize this person has no executional skills. I'm the only guy who tells them the truth. I'll say, look, I don't think you can pull this off. I don't think you're good enough. And I don't think you've made enough mistakes to realize that yet. And I don't think you've learned enough lessons. I have no interest in investing in you.
I heard there's a therapist on set for people that have breakdowns after they're told no. Is it true?
It is true.
How often does it get utilized every time to make sure they're...
Every deal. every deal, whether it's successful or not. People should understand the Shark Tank experience. What you see on TV is 8 minutes, but some of them are over an hour long, and they're very traumatic. It's a very intense thing you're doing to yourself. It's not easy. You cannot prepare for the real pitch. You can try, but it'll never be the experience you'll achieve when you're in there. And, they do rehearse everything, but when those doors open for the real moment and the 20 plus cameras are rolling and the sharks are there and, it's the moment.
Mm.
It's very traumatic.
Isn't there a chance, though, that maybe somebody has a great idea, they have the skills, it's just they get so nervous in front of all the cameras and knowing millions of people could see this, and maybe that just chokes them up a little bit? It's not them, it's just the situation that they've never been in before.
Yes, and that's why we don't invest in them. That's the whole point. I mean, you have to understand when life offers you that moment, you got to step up. There's no optionality. There's no starting again. There's no second chance. You either deliver it or you don't. And I've seen it happen 1,000 times. I mean, it's heartbreaking, but I get over it. You got to remember, and I say this to so many people, usually around valuation issues. They come in the Shark Tank. They have a great idea. They've delivered a fantastic presentation, great executional skills, and we want to invest, or I want to invest. And the valuation is ridiculous. It's just stupid. They want $100 million and they have no sales, something ridiculous. And I say to them, something, think about the moment we're in. Just let's focus on this moment, just this moment. If I do your deal and you become part of the Shark Tank family, and you start this journey with 100 million eyeballs of syndication for years to come, and all of the aura of the Shark Tank, the relationships with the retailers and international sales and manufacturing and all of that could change your life forever. If I don't invest in your deal, I'm going to forget who you are in 30 seconds. You're not going to change my life. My life's already been changed. I'm done. Your deal is not going to change my life. No matter how successful it is, it's not going to change my life. And that's our dilemma. Here I am. I can change your life, but you can't really change mine. And you're quibbling over valuation? Why don't you think about that for another 30 seconds? And if you're so dumb that you don't get what I'm telling you, I don't want to invest in you because you're too stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just getting a flurry of so much
one of those
spam
days.
shit.
An important man.
Oh, gosh.
No, this is
The
garbage.
spam is awful.
The spam is like these.
Yeah. I do the same thing. I have two numbers. A Vegas line is my personal line, and then I have another one.
This
The other
is
one
my
just
TikTok phone.
What's that mean?
It's a burner.
You have a phone for TikTok?
Yeah, we advertise like TikTok's Chinese spyware. We all know that. So
Wait, really? So you have your own phone for TikTok?
yeah, but there's nothing on here that's real.
Just TikTok.
I have other apps I don't care about, but the real stuff is on my other phone, like all my banking information and all my personal contacts and everything else. This is full of fake shit. This is the supreme leader in China sees this phone, and he thinks I live in the Antarctic somewhere.
A really scary truth is just how vulnerable your digital life is, and most people have no idea until it's too late, and then they're stuck spending several hours trying to solve a problem that they did not create. So don't be like my roommate Kevin, because I kid you not, his identity got stolen 2 years ago, and guess who's still paying for it? Me. Because the one thing he still can't recover is his Venmo.
See, the trouble with identity theft and fraud is that it doesn't happen all at once. And by the time you notice, usually the damage is done.
And that's exactly where our sponsor OmniWatch comes in. It catches problems early by keeping an eye on your identity, credit, financial accounts, and online activity altogether. And the best part is that setting it up only takes a few minutes, and then from there, it works quietly in the background all day, every day.
OmniWatch monitors your credit activity, data breaches, and the dark web using AI-powered detection tools that are able to spot suspicious activity in real time. If it finds something unusual, you get an alert that tells you exactly what happened and the next steps to take.
You can lock your credit, secure all of your accounts, and fight fraud with just one click. If identity theft does occur, OmniWatch connects you with US-based specialists to restore your identity and handle the damage with up to $2 million in identity theft insurance.
So head on over to omniwatch.com/iced to get 50% off of your first month and see for yourself if your information's actually secure.
Seriously, guys, the peace of mind is worth it. Protect your credit, identity, and online data today. Again, that is 50% off your first month at omniwatch.com/iced.